everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create GetResponse contacts on Google Forms submission. So I am an online course creator and I use Google Forms to collect the data of my registrations to enroll to the classes that I am hosting. Here my objective is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by any of the students using Google Forms for registering themselves, I want to create a contact of that student in my GetResponse account. Now, doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So here in this automation, what is going to happen that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by the students with the help of Google Forms for registering themselves for the classes, automatically that student is going to be created as a contact in my GetResponse account. And for that, we're going to create an automation between Google Forms and GetResponse with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create GetResponse contacts on Google Forms submission. As an online course creator, I utilize Google Forms to collect registrations for my classes. I use GetResponse as an email marketing platform because it allows me to create targeted campaigns, manage my email list efficiently, and track engagement metrics. By setting up an integration with Pabbly Connect that automatically creates contact and GetResponse whenever someone submits the form, I can efficiently manage my email list. This automation ensures that every new student is instantly added to my marketing platform, allowing me to send important updates, course information, and personalized resources without any manual efforts. And we are going to be creating this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by click on this Access Now button. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Create GetResponse Contacts on Google Forms Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select Google Forms Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to our workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create. In order to create a workflow is created in the name of Create GetResponse Contacts on Google Forms Submission, and there are two windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Forms. As with the help of Google Forms, I have created an online course registration form. And I want that as soon as the form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that form submission. So that is why for the trigger application, I'm going to select it as Google Forms. And then for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new response received. As whenever a form submission is going to be done, a new form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms, automatically with the help of this trigger event, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to create a connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to follow the steps given here below in the help desk step by step in order to connect Google Forms to Pabbly Connect. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is as I've copied the URL, I'm going to open the form that I've created that I want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So this is the online course registration form that I've created. You can see right away, and I want to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, from the given panel right away in front of you, go to responses option right over here. As you go to land towards the responses page, over here it says link to sheets. Click on this button. As we're going to do that, you can see it is asking for us to select the destination for responses. Now, whenever a form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms, the record of all the responses is going to be created in this spreadsheet. So either you can select the existing spreadsheet that you have, or you can create a new spreadsheet. I want to create a new one, so I'm going to click on this create button right over here. Okay. As I've done that, you can see over here a new spreadsheet has been created in the name of online course registration form responses, and this spreadsheet, this Google Sheet, is directly connected to this form that I've created with the help of Google Forms. Now, whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of the students, they are registering for the class, what is going to happen? The response of that, the form submission is going to be created in this spreadsheet right over here. So now what we are going to do is we're going to connect this spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect. In order to connect the spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect, from the panel given over here, go to extensions. After coming to extensions, from the given options, go to add-ons and then go to get add-ons. A window is going to then appear in front of you, on which on the search bar we have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Click on Pabbly Connect webhooks. I'm going to select it. As you can see that I've already installed Pabbly Connect webhooks, so I'm going to move forward. If you have not installed Pabbly Connect webhooks, please do install it so that you can connect your Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. Okay, as I've already installed, I'm going to go back and refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to extensions over here. Under extensions, now the option after installing comes as Pabbly Connect webhooks. You have to select it. Under Pabbly Connect webhooks, from these given options, go to the initial setup button right over here. As I'm going to do that, you can see right over here, it is asking for the webhook URL and the trigger column. For the webhook URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And for the trigger column, it says the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added. In this spreadsheet, the trigger column of mine is going to be column F, because in this column, the final data is going to be added. So for the trigger column over here, I'm going to write it as column F. And then I'm going to click on this submit button right over here. Okay. As I've done that, it says setup configured successfully. This means this setup is done. As now the setup is done, the steps that I'm going to tell you right now are very important. So please do not forget to follow them. Go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect webhooks. Now from the given options, click on the send on event button right over here. As over here it is saying working. As the loading is completed, I'm going to go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect webhooks. You can see a tick mark is in front of send on event. It is very essential to click on send on event so that whenever a new data, the response of the form submission is going to be captured in the spreadsheet, automatically the spreadsheet is going to send that data to Pabbly Connect every time a new data is captured. Okay, that is why it is very important to click on send on event. So now as we have completed following all the steps, we have successfully set up the webhook inside our Google Forms. Okay, the setup has now been done. Now, if I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Google Forms is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what we are going to do is we are going to do the test form submission of this form that we have created using Google Forms. And after doing the test submission, we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test submission being done or not. Okay, so now let us do the test submission. For that, open the form that you have created. Go to the send button on the top right corner, click on this link button, copy this link from here and open it in a new tab right over here. So this is the form that I have created. You can see now I'm going to do the test submission. For the first name over here, I'm going to write the first name over here as demo. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as smart45. Okay, for the email over here, I'm going to write it as demosmart45@pabblitudes.com. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number, and over here it is asking for the course title. So for the course title, I'm going to select a course like Digital Marketing Basics, okay? After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this submit button. It says the response has been recorded. As now the form submission is done, I'm going to open the spreadsheet. You can see in the spreadsheet over here, the response of the form submission has been successfully captured. You can see right over here, okay? The name comes as first name demo, last name smart45, email as demosmart45@pabblytudes.com. For the phone number, the number, and for the course title, the title that we have selected. As over here you can see the response has been successfully captured in the spreadsheet. Now I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down, and yes, you can see in the workflow we have also captured the response. Okay, if I'm going to tally the response, first name as demo, last name as smart45, email as demosmart45@pabblytudes.com. For the course title as digital marketing basics, for the phone number, dummy mobile number with all the other details. So as we have successfully received the response right over here, this means that Google Forms is now connected to Pabbly Connect and a trigger setup is done. Now whenever a form submission is going to be done by any of the registrants using Google Forms for registering themselves for the course that I've created, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the form submission in this similar manner. Now my objective is that as soon as the form submission is done, I want to create a contact of the registrant who have done the form submission in my GetResponse account. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as GetResponse. I'm going to select my action application as GetResponse. And for the action event, I'm going to set it as create contact, as now we're going to create a contact of this person who have done the form submission right over here. Okay, then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, it is asking for the API key. With the help of this API key, we're going to create a connection between Pabbly Connect and GetResponse. In order to have the access of the API key, go to this hyperlink here right over here. As I'm going to do that, you can see right away you'll be landed towards this API key page. I'm going to generate a new API key. I'm going to give a new name to the key right over here. Create contact. I want to give this name. I'm going to click on this generate button. As I've done that, I'm going to copy this key from here and I'm going to paste it right over here and then click on this save button. As I've done that, you can see GetResponse has now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting, it is asking for us to select the campaign. So I've created a campaign over here and this name right over here, you can see. So what I'm going to do is for the campaign over here, I'm going to select the same campaign from the drop down. After that, it is asking for the name, email, and all the other details of the contact that we are going to create in our GetResponse account. So for the data of the details that we want to create a contact of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So I'm going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see this was the previous step of this workflow. And as I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As over here it is asking for the name of the contact, I want to create a contact who has done the form submission. So from my previous response, as we have received the first name and the last name of the contact that we want to create, I am going to select the data. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the email, I'm going to map the data of the email that I've received right over here. Okay, it is asking for all the details right over here. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. It is asking for the phone number right over here, so I'm going to map the data of the phone number. Okay, I'm going to skip all these details as I don't require them, and simply I'm going to click on this save and send test request button after filling in all the required details. As I've done that, we have received a response right over here, which is a positive response, and I'm going to open a GetResponse account and refresh this contacts page from here. After refreshing the page, you can see right over here, a new contact has been created in my GetResponse account. The contact is in the name of DemoSmart45 with the email as demosmart45@pabblytudes.com. If I'm going to open this contact right over here, you can see right over here the contact is added with the dummy mobile number. You can see right over here, okay? As now the contact has been added successfully to my GetResponse account, this means that we successfully created an automation between Google Forms and GetResponse with the help of Pabbly Connect. But now for all of you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another response submission with the help of this form that I've created using Google Forms. After doing the form submission, I'm going to check whether a new contact has been created in my GetResponse account or not. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do another test submission. For that, I'm going to again click on the send button, copy this link from here and open this link in a new tab right over here. So this is the form. I'm going to do the form submission. I'm going to fill in all the dummy required details right over here. As I filled in all the dummy required details, I'm going to click on this submit button right over here. It says the response has been recorded. As now the response has been now recorded, I'm going to go back to my GetResponse account and refresh this contacts page from here. And as I've refreshed the page, you can see a contact in the name of Smart Demo with the email as smartdemo0@pabblytudes.com has been successfully created in my GetResponse account. As the response is created, this means that we successfully created an automation between GetResponse and Google Forms with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum till now what we have done, I am an online course creator and I have created a form using Google Forms with the help of which all the registrants are going to register themselves for the course that I am selling in my business. My objective is that as soon as a form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms for registering the participants in the course that I'm selling, automatically that participant should be created as a contact in my GetResponse account. That student should be added as a contact in my GetResponse account so that I can further manage the details. Okay. And for that, we have created this amazing automation between Google Forms and GetResponse with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.